Girl, you are an idiot. I will be suing, okay? I'll admit, it's hard. I'm pissed. I'm officially pissed. You're gonna give me an ulcer. Hello and welcome back to Alexandria Loves Books. Boo-boo. If you've been following along with my channel for the past few months, you know that I have been reading Acotar for the first time. And it is finally time to read the last book, A Court of Silver Flames, and finish out this little series I've been doing on my channel of reading this entire series. And I can't believe, hopefully in a week's time, if I'm efficient in my reading, I will have finished this series and read this book, and I am so excited. Okay, prediction, not counting the novella, the last 2 books have been 5 stars. Excuse you. I think this is gonna be 5 stars. I don't know if it won't hit the same because it's Nesta's POV and a different main character because of that. Or I also heard this book is very spicy, and so I'm not sure if it's gonna be too much for me. I don't know, but how I'm feeling, I'm like, how could this be less than a 5 star? I don't know, but we shall see. Let's get to reading. Also, this is a spoiler reading vlog, so be warned. If you haven't read this book, pause the video, add it to your watch later playlist, go read the book, and then come back to this video, watch, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. That way this video won't spoil the book for you. Because I talk about spoilers. I have no filter with the series. I can't help it. I just need to express my feelings because the plot and everything that goes on in these books is always insane, and I just need to talk it out.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh.
My friend came and picked up buttons, so it's very sad. I'm gonna miss her. She was a great little buddy throughout this weekend, but honestly, it's kind of nice not having a dog barking at every noise in the hallway. As for reading updates, I'm not far in. I'm 46 pages in, and I am struggling. It's not bad at all. It's just that it's in third person, which the first 4 books were in first person, which I very much prefer. It's easier for me to like read and understand and connect with the characters that way versus it being in third person. And we're also, we're following new main characters. This one's following Nesta and Cassian. This also takes place almost a full year after the winter solstice in A Court of Frost and Starlight. So it's like we're catching up on like what happened the past like 9 or so months. We're learning about the new house and like who's doing what and who's where and what's going on. And so it very much just feels like I'm starting like a new book rather than like continuing a series, if that makes sense. And I just like, I'm not in the mood to read it. And we're not like, I've gotten like the beginnings of the plot, but not much. And so I'm not invested yet. And I know I will be. It's not that it's like bad or that like I won't be invested. It's just like the first 50 to 100 pages of a fantasy book are hard for me. Okay, I'll admit it's hard and I'm struggling. I've read for 18 minutes. I was trying to read for an hour. 18 minutes in and I am just like bored. Like I'm not like taking in the words. I'm just like there. Hopefully I can push through and get far enough along that I become invested and then like naturally want to read it more. I think it's been a while since I've updated you. Don't mind my, I don't know what these are called, my poor nose patch. It's been a while since I've done one. And it's always fun because I feel like Anne Hathaway in Princess Diaries when I do this. I have 1 more minute and then I'll take it off. I think last time I talked to you, I was struggling a lot to read this, which I still kind of am, but not nearly as much. I'm now on page 207. But I still am not even a third of the way through because this book is so long. Yeah, my AC agrees with me. I just finished the scene where Elaine comes to like talk to Nesta in like the library at the Wind House or whatever it's called. And for the first bit of this book, I was really annoyed with Nesta. I just felt very distant from her and I didn't understand her. So I was struggling to connect with her and like care about her and like the story. But I've definitely connected more with her now. I still don't like fully understand her. She's just a character so different from what I'm used to reading, but I am getting to know her better and like understand what she's feeling and going through a little bit more. And so with that scene with Elaine, honestly, Elaine was pissing me off because I felt like she was so disrespectful. Like, Feyre warned me this might happen. I feel like that's just, like, you can think it, but you don't need to say that. I think maybe Elaine just doesn't understand what Nesta is really going through and feeling. And then when she brought up their dad and Nesta like got really angry, but was trying to like hold back her like power and anger, Elaine kept pushing it. I didn't appreciate that from Elaine. Really the only thing I heard about this book in the past few years is just that it's very spicy. There hasn't exactly been like, it depends on what you qualify as spice, but really all that we like see or are shown from like the connection between Nesta and Cassian is just their lust for each other. So like in that way, I'm like, okay, I'm like full on spice hasn't even like happened yet and I'm already like kind of over it. I don't mind spice if they have an emotional connection and if there's more like actual like feelings there rather than just lust, but right now that's all there is. So I'm really hoping that an emotional connection will develop. Okay, it's time to rip this off. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. I know this is gross, but this is the best part. Looking at all of the gunk that just came out of your pores. I knew it. I called it during the last acotar reading vlog, reading the novella. I was like, watch, Feyre's gonna be pregnant in this one. Page 233, she's pregnant. I called it. That's right, I did. This is turning out to most likely be a friends with benefits type of situation. I don't like that. I don't want to read that. I think every Friends with Benefits book I've read pisses me off. There might be exceptions that I'm just not remembering. Akimov and Akawar were so good with the romance and the tension and the love and the emotions and the spice because it had all of those other well-rounded things. I don't know if I want that. Well, no, I know I don't want this to be the story, but it is. I don't want it to be Friends with Benefits. I don't know if I'm gonna like this romance. She has just made a comment in her internal monologue where she was lusting after both Cassian and Asriel. I get acknowledging that Az is hot, but her being like, oh, I'm having lustful thoughts about Az is like making me like be turned off at the prospect of her and Cassian growing something like emotionally. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this book. And maybe it's just like a one-off comment, but still, it gave me the ick. When they got to the bog and she was on the tree that Cassian like left her on, and she was like, oh, it's been a while. I'm a coward if I stay here. Let me go help. I was like, girl, you're giving stupid girl in a horror film in just a pajama top going to the basement. This is the part of the movie where you're like screaming at her like, you're stupid, don't do that. Then she gets down and she's like, oh, I'm gonna swim through this water, this black water. I was like, girl, you are an idiot. And it was so scary reading about the Kelpie dragging her under and like kissing her, which like, ooh, the description of him, disgusting. Ooh, imagining his dirty, gross mouth. Ooh, ooh, it's disgusting. But now having the mask and her being like, I feel like she's a queen. Like with this whole, her gift being death itself, and then the items just like going to her, and now she has this army of thousands of dead men, or I mean, I'm assuming men, but just dead people. Like she's a queen, boss woman, girl boss. I'm so curious to see how her power manifests in other ways, because I feel like she has the strongest power of all, death itself. And then coming out of the water with this army of bodies, dead bodies, corpses, and her dangling the Kelpie's head by its hair, just like she did with the King of Highburn. Like, she is a freaking queen. She's an icon. Oh, they're bowing to death herself. Guys, I read up to page 403. I read 200 pages today. And you know, I'm a little over 400 pages and I'm like just over 50%. Are you kidding me? So hopefully I can read 200 pages tomorrow. I'm definitely liking it more now that the character development in Nesta has progressed and I understand her a lot better and I know her more. And now the plot is picking up of like with the potential war and figuring out what's going on with Queen Brylin, I don't know how to say her name, the old queen that was human and went into the cauldron and came out an old immortal hag. The action at the bog was stressful, but it was just more entertaining than what the beginning of this book was, with her just being a grouch. It's been a productive reading day, so I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go to sleep. And I'm gonna sleep real good. This is really giving Bella's pregnancy in Twilight.
The fetus isn't compatible with your body. At this rate, your heart will give out before you can deliver.
Maybe not fully, but the baby that isn't compatible with the mother's body, specifically with like birth. If Feyre dies, I will be suing. Because what do you mean? I went through acosf and acowar and A Court of Frost and Starlight. Acophos, do people say that? I don't know. And I fell in love with Feyre and Rhys. And then you're gonna kill her in Nesta's book? Like that cannot be what happens. If Feyre dies, my heart is gonna die. And then what do I do with myself? My life will be ruined. So Sarah J. Maas, you better have some solution in the next 300 pages. Right now, Nesta got down all of the stairs and is now confronting Everand, and now Feyre came and they're having that conversation. And I'm honestly so glad that they're having it, because I get that Nesta was destroying herself in her habits of just sleeping around and just getting drunk all the time and just not taking care of herself, not eating. Like, she was running her body, her soul, her mind, her heart into the ground. And so I get that like they all kind of had to do this to like get her out of that, to like help her because they love her. But I agree with Nesta of like, everyone is just judging her all the time and looking down at her. Even though I think Nesta, clearly in her mind, she views herself so poorly because of how everyone's judging her and shaming on her or hating on her, not trusting her, all these different things. But I think herself, her inner dialogue, her self-worth is just going down because of that. But then also because she's like, they're right, I'm a failure, I'm bad, I'm worthless, I'm nothing. And that is, I blame Amryn especially, but a lot of pretty much everyone else for just like pushing her down, putting her down. And it is pissing me off that none of them realize that even though, yeah, they love her or they care about her, they're doing this to her. Like them voting on if to tell her or not this really important thing about herself and about her power with the blades. I'm honestly glad that Nesta is telling Feyre that Rhys made everyone not tell her about the severity of the baby having wings and the birth. Because it's like, that's not something you keep from Nesta or Feyre. Like, it's just not right, and it's honestly really pissing me off. And I'm hoping that this conversation is satisfying, and I get that satisfying, not redemption, but like, just want them to realize how wrong they are and kind of get justice, because I'm mad at them. Yeah, did you all vote on that too? Did you talk about her, judge her, and deem her unworthy of the truth? What was your vote, Amryn? To let Feyre die in ignorance? Like it's just, Now I'm clearly more on Nesta's side. I've connected a lot with her over the past 483 pages. Like, the entitlement to think that you know what's best for someone else and making those choices for them. I think like that is like what at its core is pissing me off. So even if there's like well intent of like, oh, should we tell her this might not be a good idea, this might not be a good time, like I can understand that. But at the end of the day, Amryn just has this entitlement of like, she knows what's best in deciding, and I don't like that. Entitlement is like one of my biggest pet peeves, and it comes out in many forms in many ways, and it always irks me. No, Rhys, and now Rhys wants to kill Nesta for him not viewing Feyre as an equal. I'm pissed. I'm officially pissed. I'm really hoping Feyre puts Rhys in his place. Okay, good. I knew Feyre was my girl, and she would be in the same wavelength. And she is saying that Rhys overreacted. He completely and utterly overreacted. I'm furious with all of you. I understand why you didn't tell me, but I'm furious. Yes. Well, we're furious with Nesta. She had the courage to tell me the truth. Yes. She told you the truth to hurt you. I don't think she said it to hurt her. I think it was to show her like these people are making choices without consulting the people it involves. I feel like Nesta honestly was looking out for Fable in the way that all of them weren't. And like in that conversation, it was pointing out that they claim to respect her so much, but clearly not enough for her to be aware of what's going on with her own body. It's a book. It's just a book. We can be invested. We can feel our emotions, but we don't need to work ourselves up. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Why do you think I wouldn't speak to you? After I failed in so many ways, denying myself of you, it was my punishment. From the moment I met you, I wanted you more than... From the moment I met you, I wanted you more than reason. From the moment I saw you in my house, you were all I could think about, and it terrified me. No one had ever held such power over me, and I'm still terrified that if I let myself have you, it will be taken away. It doesn't matter. I do not deserve you, and I never will. Oh! There will be no one else for either of us. Ever. Sorry about my AC going. I know it's loud. It's hot and I need it on. I just spent some time watching some YouTube videos that were like way back on the top of my watch later playlist from like months ago. And I watched Sierra Schultz's 24-hour readathon that she did with a friend, and it was just like so wholesome. It was like really fun, like seeing her and a friend just like have fun and read books at this little like hotel. I just love reading, and it was like girlhood and reading coming together. Those are like my two favorite things, and it just made me want to read. I was like, you know what, I'll read a little bit more. And Nesta invited Gwen and Emery for like a reading sleepover, and how perfect to read that scene after watching Sierra Schultz's 24-hour readathon with a friend. And I love the house, like the spirit of the house. I don't fully get it, but I do love the house. And like seeing the house just connect with Nesta, especially with like the love of books and love of romance. Like I love that. And like showing Nesta the heart of the house at like the bottom of like the main library. The house helped prepare the bedrooms for everyone and like rearranged like the private library and put chocolates for like the perfect girls reading sleepover. How freaking wholesome. I love that. I love it so much. I'm still in the middle of that scene right now, but I'm like hoping that like the house spirit is just like there and a part of like the girls' night, you know? And like I'm hoping the house is reading some good romance books too, however it goes about reading them. Nesta just apologized to Everand, and I think that's really good, and that's a huge sign of growth and like setting aside that pride, because as a human being myself, you know, pride makes it hard to acknowledge when you mess up and you're wrong and take accountability and actually apologize. I think that's awesome. But Everand didn't apologize to Nesta, and Nesta, in my opinion, deserves an apology from Everand. You called her like a waste of space or something along those lines. Like, girl, you should be apologizing to Nesta for being mean. They're mates? And I'm not finding out until page 642? This whole time, they were mates. Things would have made a lot more sense to me and would have made me root for them more, because I haven't been like the biggest fan of them. Like I like them together, but also I don't fully see it. But knowing they're mates makes me like want it more for them. Something bad is about to happen, and I'm scared. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, and the bargain is gonna keep him from being able to like help her get to her, right? Women can know no peace. These friends, these three women, were just supporting each other and going to bed. And then, don't know who, but a man, probably multiple men, kidnap and harm them? Okay, good, he's gonna be sneaky and try to get her to say a word. Okay. That sucks. Gwen like conquered her fear to like leave the House of Wind, and then this happens the first night. I hate men. It was a message to the females for thinking themselves warriors, and to him for teaching them, for defying the Illyrians' archaic hierarchies and rules. Men suck. Let women work out and get strong. And fight. It doesn't make you less of a man. Like, the fudge? The blood rite began at midnight, and they're being forced to participate in it? The men get to choose if they want to participate in the blood rite. So if you're gonna have women in it, women deserve a choice. We're gonna finish this tomorrow. I'm scared to finish this. I've been putting this book off all day. I only have 100 pages left, and I'm scared. I'm scared to finish it. I'm scared to know what happens. It's just how I feel. It's my truth. I'm scared. I'm gonna get through this, and it's gonna be great. I'm determined to succeed. Someone had poured sand into her mouth and taken a hammer to her head. That's not good, guys. I forgot that Reese and Fable made the bargain to go together when they die. Sarah J. Maas, you're gonna give me an ulcer. I have no idea what Sarah J. Maas is gonna do in regards to the baby, but here's my idea, right? The Illyrians, they have their wings, but they are also able to like put their wings away at times. What if there was a way to communicate with the baby in the womb and teach it how to put the wings away? And then she can give birth without the wings, and then he can be born, and then he can, you know, wing up. Now, I don't know how to communicate with a baby in the womb like that, but they've got magic. They can figure it out. I don't want to get like too depressing right now, but the last line I read was that Emery was dragged halfway down the slope and held between two grinning males. And I think I've already expressed throughout this video that a lot of the men, specifically Illyrian men, have disappointed me, and they suck with how they view women. But just like reading that line, it just made like my heart sink, because I feel weird saying this, but I'm currently in my man-hating era, and I don't like wanna be, but just my own experiences with men and the things that I've seen women online struggle with men, and just with strangers, with relationships, and things that people I know in real life have also gone through. I'm just like, I'm so over men. And that's why I like reading romance books, because men written by women give me the slightest hope that men can be kind and polite to women. Crazy idea. And obviously this is a fantasy book. There's the whole blood rite is to like kill each other basically. And so if women are allowed in that, they also are, you know, available to be killed by each other. Like, but it just, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of men. I'm so tired of it. And like, I know this is like a blood rite is a violent thing, but I'm so over the violence, the oppression, degradation, condescension, belittling of women. These three women are such badasses, okay? They just tied Gwyn to the rope, and then the men got on the bridge, and then they cut the bridge so that she could be like pulled out, but the men would fall. And but there's the few men that really didn't get on the bridge yet. And I don't say these words on my channel, but they called them effing biatches, you know? And I think it's funny. Emery goes, oh, shut up, find something new to call us. But dude, if they weren't women, if they were men, they'd be doing the same thing, because it's the whole point of the blood rite. But I bet they wouldn't be calling those men who did that I bet they'd still be calling them, you know, curse words and nasty names, but they wouldn't call them effing biatches. The hypocrisy. Oh! Okay. Gwyn and Emery won the blood rite, and Bellius is, what a stupid name, Bellius, is now launching at Nesta because my mate taught me well. Oh, she's accepting the mate bond. Oh, I'm so scared, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. So Cassian just killed Bellius, and I thought maybe the loophole was that because Gwyn and Emery won the blood rite, it was over. So now he's allowed to come in and help her and save her, check on her. And then I was like, but he was just taken by Cochet, however you say his name, and Brialin. And so I was like, how? But maybe her saying mate made like that win, and like him, like the mate bond, and like her accepting it had her calling him to her. But then he is definitely under the influence of the crown, because then he just threatened to slit her throat. He was screaming silently, endlessly, screaming at her to fight him, to run. Kill me, he silently begged her. Kill me before I have to do this. Oh no, no, no. He's mine now. Breland, get your hands off her man. No, 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 Cassian, no, no. If he thinks his loophole is because she just said kill, not kill Nesta, and he tries to kill himself, no, kill her, kill Breland. I love Cassian. I figured I should lie low while you did that. You unmade her. She unmade Breland. Holy crap. She had it coming. Guys, there's an eyelash on my glasses. I'm gonna tell you my wish, because no matter what, this book has already been published. It's a fact, no matter what it is. But together with this eyelash, there it is. I'm going to wish and pray that Feyre has a healthy, safe labor and gives birth to a healthy, thriving, alive child and doesn't die, and Rhys doesn't die, and everyone's happy in the end. Amen. Okay, it blew on the first try, so that means it's happening, right, God? Right? Oh my God, I'm gonna freaking cry. Every book I cry. That was beautiful. I think it's messed up that it took Nesta saving Feyre and the baby for Rhys to finally treat her well, or like fix that relationship between them. But seeing Rhys just like kneel down to Nesta and thanking her, and the baby being healthy, and Nesta or Feyre being alive. The House of Wind is theirs. Rhys gave it to her because the house likes Nesta so much. I love that. Okay, I've been hearing talks about another book for so long, and I need it now. Will there be a sixth book in ACOTAR? Yeah, it comes up right away. Yes, there will be. She's confirmed the next book she's working on will be the 6th installment of the ACOTAR series. While the release date is not yet set, it is anticipated to be in late 2025 or early 2026. So it might not have to be that long of a wait. That's when the fandom anticipates a release, but we don't actually know. Why am I crying right now? I love this series so much. I have been like diehard for my favorite books, and I've been like obsessed and in love. But a lot of times when people post about being obsessed with the series, or like Throne of Glass, or I don't know, these like just like very popular series, I'm like, I don't get it. Like, it'll be fun and whatever, but like, why are you like, I don't know. I think I'm like soul tied to these fictional characters. I did it. I read all of ACOTAR. This feels just like really crazy to me because I never thought I would actually read all of these. I am still new to fantasy. Thick books intimidate me, and we got a lot of those. A lot of times when things are so popular for some reason, I'm not deterred by them, but I just like have less of a desire to try them out, to watch that film, to watch that show, to listen to that song, to read that book. And I don't know why, but I'm so proud of myself for actually reading this. And because this is so beloved, my brain is like, this is untouchable. This is just like, I will never know, I will never understand. But I do, because I read it all and I loved it all. And it's so crazy because if watching that first reading vlog of me reading ACOTAR, wow, this feels thin compared to me holding this for the past week. I did not like this book that much. It wasn't awful, it wasn't the worst book I read, but I didn't really care for it. I liked the journey and story of Under the Mountain. I found that really interesting, but everything before, I was like bored and confused. And then even starting the second book, I had a slow start, but I love it all. This book is so good. And it dragged a bit in the beginning for me, it did. But it just reinstated that soul tie, that emotional connection that I feel for these characters and this world and their stories. I underlined a line in the acknowledgements. This part of the acknowledgements really got me. This book was a companion during my own journey through the valleys and mountains of mental health, traveling alongside me as I faced all the jagged bits inside myself. While Nesta's story is in no way a direct reflection of my own experiences, there were moments in this book that I very much needed to write, not just for the sake of these characters, but for myself. I hope some of those moments resonate and will remind you, dear reader, that you are loved and that you are worthy of love no matter what. Nesta's journey in her self-worth and just her growth and her mental health, her physical health, honestly was so inspiring in many different ways. Like reading this, I was like, because there's a lot of training of her training every morning, and then getting obviously the priestesses and the other people, other women to train with Cassian and Azriel as well. And it made me be like, yeah, I gotta train, I gotta work out, I gotta take care of my body, I gotta go strong. Like, and it just made me want to take care of myself in that way. And her getting to the point of liking herself, because she had so much self-hate, and it was very understandable with her upbringing and what she went through, and then how people were treating her, because I do not think people were, like, even like the family, the chosen family, the real family, I don't think they were treating her right, even when they were trying to do it out of love. And to see her grow and like realize that she can accept love and that she's worthy of love, and finally like letting go of the BS thought of like, oh, I'm not, like, Cassian's too good for me, like I don't deserve him, so I'm gonna push him away. Like, no, he's I mean, he's not human, he's Fae, he's Illyrian, but you know, he's a person too. He has flaws, he's messed up. We all have. You're still worthy of loving yourself and loving others and receiving love from them as well. And so this was just so heartwarming and uplifting in many ways. I think I'm gonna rate this 4.5 stars. It's not a 5-star, it's like, so it has like that feeling, but it also just like, it isn't the 5-star. I love Nesta and Cassian together, but I don't love them as much as I love Rhys and Feyre together. Like, their love story just hit so much harder for me than like theirs. I didn't like the friends with benefits type situation. No, like Lust was very much driving their connection until she finally acknowledged and allowed herself to experience love, which made sense because she thought she was only worth sex, and that's why partly why she was just sleeping around with a bunch of people instead of just like actually allowing herself love. So I get that, but I just don't like reading about that. So that's just me. I also like, this book is like girlhood. This book is girlhood. The friendship between her and Gwen and Emery just melted my heart, and especially with how men were treating them in the blood rape, but also just in general. I love girlhood, womanhood. I just love female friendships. They're the best. And with that, the acotar video series is finished for now, until the next book comes out, whatever that may be. Thank you all so much for watching these videos. These videos have been the worst performing videos on my channel the past few months, which is like kind of a bummer, but I also get it's like a spoiler reading vlog. Not many people want to read or watch spoiler vlogs, but I really enjoyed making this content, and so I keep reminding myself that when like the numbers aren't what I want them to be. And so I'm very grateful for all of you that are here, that are watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I love you all so much. You mean the world to me, and I'm so happy to have you here. Stay tuned for other videos just in general, and then whenever this next book comes out, which needs to happen soon. I can't wait that long, Sarah J. Maas. I'm impatient, and I need to know what happens. Thank you for watching. I love you all so much. I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Sunset whispers in the breeze.